day 24. It started out kind of a rough day. I was preparing for Bible study. I knew my youngest was not feeling well. He wasn't going to nap. He didn't sleep well the night before. He still had a cough, and he had a little bit of a fever up until the early morning hours, and then it subsided. But then Bible study came, and it was a really good Bible study situation. Like we did really well, getting our message into our hearts and everything, and it felt really good. But I felt a lack of God in the situation. I don't know, like we weren't focusing on God the whole time. We were focusing on ourselves and whether we were being attacked or not, and trying to we were all trying to justify our own circumstances and stuff, but I don't think we were all really paying a whole lot of attention to what God was trying to call us to do. And I mean, I have a really hard time with it sometimes because I want to do what's comfortable. I want to do what I like, and it was very uncomfortable trying to share that morning, but I did anyway. And I think the others in the Bible study felt condemned or something, and felt like I was attacking them or something. But anyway, moving on from there, there was supposed to be a birthday party that my kids and I were supposed to attend that afternoon, and after Bible study had finished, after I gave my kids lunch and stuff, I noticed my youngest hadn't eaten like anything. He was barely even drinking, and he was still coughing and wheezing, and he started feeling like he was going to get warm again. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll lay him down for a nap again. So we tried the nap, and it wasn't working. He couldn't sleep. He was too uncomfortable, and he started crying. And my youngest never cries. Like he never cries unless there's a real problem. Well, there was a real problem, and I was really concerned. Like there was something in my spirit that just made me feel like I needed to do something. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll get some advice. So I tried calling the Health Link, but for some reason their number was not working at that moment. I tried it several times, still not working. So I tried the doctor's office, and the doctor's office said, come in now, because it sounded like it was really serious. And so we did. We went in, we sat for a little while, and they called us right in, and we started getting things situated, figuring out what was going on. And it was obvious. Arkin was having a really hard time breathing. He was using muscles he didn't need to use normally to breathe. And he had a wheeze, and he looked really, really exhausted, really tired, and just worn out. And it was obvious there was something wrong. And so the doctor sent us to the emergency room to get things checked out. And all the while, I'm worried, but I know that God's got us in his hands. I know God's got the control. And so my mind's at ease, really. Like, I was concerned that there might be something that might happen, but I knew God would have a purpose for it. So it wasn't, it wasn't like I would have been upset at God for something happening, because I knew he had our best intentions in mind. So yeah, it was really difficult sitting there waiting for somebody to finally give us some answers. We sat there until after 7, I think it was, 7 at night, and finally got an answer that he had bronchiolitis, which is pretty common for kids under the age of 2 to get. It is fairly serious because apparently kids can die from it. But of course I have complete faith that my God will heal my son. Or, if something happens and he has to go home, who am I to say that God isn't right by doing what he has to do. It's up to him. He holds all the cards. It's his world that he's made, and we are his workmanship. We are totally at his beck and call. And so I'm trying to be at peace with whatever happens, but yeah, so he sent us home with some with an inhaler, and there was other things that he prescribed, but I thought they were a little ridiculous because they were for symptoms that he didn't have. And so yeah, anyways, that's another story, another situation. But I'm thankful that we had the experience, and that we were put in that position, and that God was able to use me anyways, because I know that sitting there in that waiting room and in the ER and all of that, that God used us somehow, and that I know I saw that we touched a few different people and, made them think twice, because we did things that other people waiting never do. And so that was really cool. It was really neat getting to see that. And I'm very thankful that God was able to use us that way. But it was really hard. So yeah, that was day 24. I'll tell you about day 25 in just a sec here.